Hello my alien students, welcome back. So today what we're going to learn? We're going to learn something, actually this is, let's say, consider this part 4 of this beautiful project, the MEP project, okay? So today what we're going to learn? We're going to learn something called as heat and load calculation, okay? And this is part 4 of this project. So let's move forward and let's see how we move forward, isn't it? Okay, see what we have done in the earlier classes, you would be maybe notice that I finished the spaces, okay? You will notice that I finished the spaces. Now, yeah, can you see this? This is called a space, isn't it? This is another space. Okay. How did we create spaces? We went to the Analyze tab, clicked space, and then we placed spaces. Okay. Okay. Now, see, for us to do heat and load calculation, okay, you need to know something very important. Okay, this is called a zone. Okay, we've also finished the zones. Okay. So you would be saying, John, I can't see, this is good what you have done, but I'd like to, differentiate between spaces and zones, okay, in the sense, when I look at this, it looks good, okay, it looks good, but I would like to have it differentiated, okay, because see, when I did this, when I selected it, okay, you could see in red color, okay, how do we do it? Okay, type your friend VG, okay, then go to HVAC zones. Okay, there is something called as interfere fill. Is this clear? Okay, this needs to be filled. This needs to be ticked. Okay, similarly, if you go to spaces, isn't it? Any comments? These things should be ticked. Okay, beautiful. Okay, one more thing. I will just do this. If you see, notice, John, when you keep your mouse on an object, it's called a pre-selection. We have not selected, just kept it. It's called hover. Okay, how come it's red color? How come when in my Revit it is blue color? If you want to change it, go to File, okay, Options, User Interface, Graphics. Here, if you change this to blue, it will be your default, what is before. Okay, just for your information. Okay, see now, if I keep, you see it became blue. Okay, anyway. Okay, after this, what we're going to do is, we're going to, let's say, select one section, one space. Okay, we need to assign it the type of building it is, or type of space it is. Select the section. Any comments? Okay. See here, space type. No, generally it will be like building. It's not going to be filled. So you're going to click here, and let's say assign the type of building it. It's a type of space it is. Okay. After this you have finished all of this, one by one you'll have to assign, okay, it's office enclosed, whatever, this will be another stuff. I've assigned it one by one, I have assigned, okay. Where is this? See, open plan, whatever, you'll have to each space you'll have to assign like that, okay. Any comments? After that, go and in your Analyze tab, go and click color fill legends, okay. See, there is one trick here, okay. Before you click here, just go and edit type and show title. This should be clicked. Any comments? Okay. Apply and okay. Click here. What type of zones we need? What type of color schema? We need zones. HVAC zone. Keep it schema 1. Click OK. Any comments? Automatically it will fill. Edit type. Based on what criteria? Based on the naming it will fill. Okay. I hope this much is clear. Okay. So in the next part, I will start doing load calculation. Okay, this is like a series of videos, okay, where we will, from a blank screen, we started blank, isn't it? And we started adding spaces, whatever, isn't it? So in the next class, I give you the procedure of doing, how do we do heat and cooling loads procedure, okay? Before we do that, let's show you what to do. Go to Manage tab, okay? Go to Project Information. We need to change some settings, okay? Manage tab, project information, click energy settings, edit, okay. Again, under, make sure ground floor is level 1, this is the most important thing, ground plane level 1, that is the base. Click edit and go down, you would see somewhere called space type. Click here, and if this is called, if there is, let's say, the roof, it's now 4-inch lightweight concrete, isn't it? Maybe your roof is different, so you can change what you like. Let's say I want it to be 8-inch or something. Okay, 8-inch lightweight concrete. I can click override and edit what I want to change. Okay, if you want to change everything, click all, override for everything, and change what you want. Okay, based on your project, isn't it? What's the exterior wall? What's the interior? Whatever. Any comments here? And say OK. Click OK. So you'll have to click 4 times. We click, see here, 1 OK, 2 OK, 3 OK, 4 OK. Any comments? Okay. This is the settings for the project. Okay. Then I think let me finish this in this video only. Okay. Then go to Analyze tab. Under Heating and Cooling Loads, under Reports panel, Reports and Scheduling panel, click Heat and Cooling Loads. Okay. Like this one, dialog box will open. Okay. From there, you need to change your location. Wherever you are, you just change the location. Okay. This is an office type building, isn't it? If you want to, you can change the location, project phase. Okay. You get the picture, isn't it? You can go and change wherever you want, what's the weather, whatever, isn't it? Based on your location, you can change it. Click OK. Okay. There is one more, 1 minute. Details, yeah. For each room, let's say this is conference. Okay. Let's say this is the corridor. You can change the settings for it. How do we do it? See, this is the highlight. This is the corridor, isn't it? If this is a space type, what is its corridor? You can change its values. Okay. Because each building will have different parameters, isn't it? Okay. Similarly, lighting, power, whatever, you can change what you like to change, isn't it? Okay. After that, after everything is done, say go back general and say calculate. Okay. Now what's this? Revit will teach you, let's not teach you, will calculate and provide you the heat and cooling loads for this project. Okay. You need to change whatever, because see, I tell you one thing, these settings are most important. These settings vary from building to building, and say from building to building, isn't it? So we got this heat and load calculation report. Okay. Now you say, John, why did we do it? I tell you why we did it. Okay. Is this clear? Okay. Now let's suppose let's say go to the ceiling plan, isn't it? Now for this area, I want to calculate this space. Let's say I want to place air terminals. Okay. Imagine that. Let me undo 1 second. Okay, let me undo. So you need to see what's the difference. Why are we doing this? Loads. We don't want to loads. Okay, listen. Okay, so if we select a space, look at this. Because for us to know to place 1 second. Okay, just a second. For us to calculate or place an air terminal, we need to know what is the calculated supply airflow for this, isn't it? See, it is here not computed, isn't it? Once we place an air terminal here, isn't it? How do we will place air terminal? Here airflow will be based on what? Your calculated air supply. In the coming videos I'll teach you how to do it. Don't worry. Okay, don't make it complicated. It is easy. Okay. Any comments? Okay. So then what we will do is, so we go to Analyze tab. Heating and cooling loads, change the setting, see the type of building what it is, isn't it? You override whatever, wherever you want to do, change it. Okay, and then calculate. Then you would see a Revit. After it does the calculation, you would see Revit filling this. It's not be anymore not computed, it will be calculated. Okay, just take some time. We will let it load everything. Okay, this is heating and loading calculation report has been created. Click the same space and then go and find your friend. See, isn't it? Why actual? See, specified airflow 208 liters per second. Okay. What's the other one? Actual airflow. Why actual 0? Because I did not place any air terminal. Okay. I hope this is clear now. Similarly, for every space you would see the same story, different specified and calculated, isn't it? Actual 0. Why actual? Because we have not placed air terminal. Let's say we placed an air terminal. System tab. 260 is the offset. Okay, just one random question here. Okay, how do I know the ceiling is at 260 millimeters, 260 centimeters? How do I know that? Okay, give me in the comment section. Okay. Okay. See, now what I said. Let's say I placed one air terminal here. We need to change the flow 260. 235, isn't it? In this space, how much is required? 208, isn't it? But actual is 235. So we need to make it 210 now, very close, isn't it? 3% maximum or 5% maximum tolerance, isn't it? So we said 210. Okay. Now if we click the actual flow, you will see, isn't it? Okay. Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this beautiful class. My aim in this class was to teach you how to do heat and load calculation, one of the most important subjects in our HVAC designing, isn't it? How did it go? Analyze tab, reports, heat and load. But before you do this, go to manage tab, change the project information, isn't it? Edit type, make sure level 1 is selected, options bar. Okay. Here schematic type, if you want to change the type of the building, not the type, but the characteristics of the room or whatever may be the story, isn't it? Click 4 times, okay, and we did this, isn't it? Anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed this beautiful class. See each other in the next class, fresh and energized. Keep moving forward. Yalla, bye.